Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Come on in. You are my guest for today. We're going to chit chat about a few things today, okay? So, first thing first is if you have not watched any of my previous videos, be sure to watch those videos. I have videos on spring cleaning, spring shopping, culinary techniques, creative techniques, just various lifestyle topics. So if you like my content, be sure to like and subscribe. Also leave positive comments. I love comments with the hearts. I love positive things. So just be sure to show me some love, okay? All right. So today is Easter and this was Easter weekend. So I'm very excited about it. I hope you had a great Easter weekend. I don't know what you did for Easter weekend. If you want to tell me, be sure to tell me in the comment section. I would love to know. So for me, I spent my weekend doing culinary things actually. And so I got to go out, see what's happening, what's popping. And so the first place I went to was the Cheesecake Factory. And I know what you're probably thinking. Well, Cheesecake Factory is a classic place. What's new there? A lot of things are new there. So first of all, Cheesecake Factory is still that place to go to, okay? I very much still love the ambiance of it. It has that perfect balance to it. It's very nice, still casual, but it got a very still kind of like in its own way, still upscale climate to me, in my opinion. So I love it. For me, I had a dish called Thai noodles, Thai style. Oh, okay. So it is called Thai stir fried noodles. Thai, Thi, stir, STIR, fried noodles. And what it has in it is like various vegetables like snow peas. And then it has scrambled eggs in it. And then it has peanuts. You can take the peanuts out for allergy reasons. And then you can also add grilled shrimp. And then you can, take it out. Either way you want to do it, you can add and build it up. I think if you want to add the grilled shrimp, it is a few dollars more, but that's fine. Just depends on what you want. For me, I really like mines. I don't think I had peanuts in mines. That's fine. And then it was really hot, steaming, and fresh. And that's what I think makes the difference between a good noodle and pasta dish versus a mediocre pasta dish. So I think like having that fresh steam when it's really hot, that really adds to the experience to it. So that's what I think about it. And that's the way that they prepare mine. Like you could tell that it just came out the kitchen. So I was super happy about that. But either way, however you want your noodles, that's on you. But for me, yeah, that's how I like it. And then I also had the fresh complimentary bread. The bread is so tempting. It's hard to get away from it, out of sight, out of mind for me. But once they bring it up or once they bring it out to someone else, it's just hard to stay away from it because it be so warm. The butter be buttering, the butter be warm, and that butter just melts down on that bread. And that's the way mine was. I can still remember the moment like it was yesterday. So it's very hard to get away from it. But however, if you're on like a diet or you're trying to just reduce the amount of bread and carbs that you're eating, just try to reduce the amount of it. So I remember my server, he asked about, did I want it? And at first I said no, because I was trying to stay away from it. And then he said, well, how about I just bring out a slice of bread, to you. And then I said, okay, that's fine. And then I ended up asking for a second slice halfway through the meal. So that was on me. But if you do just want to take it back a step, just, have them to bring it out in increments and not so much of it at all at once. So that's what I figured out would be the best for me. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I like. And then I had a Georgia peach for a drink. And so the Georgia peach was something new to me. I'm sure it has probably been on their menu for a while, but I've never had it and I thought it was really good. So it's a nice frozen drink, a nice refreshing frozen drink. And so I really thought it was delightful. Yeah. So that's what I had. And so I ended up getting a to-go container, of course, because you get a lot of food all at once. So of course I'm not going to eat all of it at once. And it was really good. And so I had it the next day. So it makes a really good, afternoon dish for the next day for lunch, however you want to have it. It warms up really quickly and nicely, and something you can eat really quick. So that's another good thing about it. But yeah. But again, like I said, I like the Cheesecake Factory. It's still a classic to me. And I do like how they kind of, they're still innovative, and they're still like thinking like, okay, what can we, do? What can we add to the menu? What can we, innovate? What can we do differently? So I think that's one good point about them as well. So it was cool to me. And then I went to another restaurant later that weekend. It was like a hotel restaurant, one of those really nice boutique restaurants that you can go to at some of the hotels in your city. And so this particular little spot, it was really cute, nice and sophisticated. So I went there and had something to eat or whatever. So, but yeah. So that was like, again, my culinary experience for the weekend. So on Saturday, I think I just chilled. I didn't do too much. I think I watched TV. I sure did. And right now, I'm in this era of around 2004 to 2006. So I'm in this retro kind of era right now. And what I'm watching is My Wife and Kids, the D.L. Hughley show, and then I'm watching Reba. So I'm going back to that early part of the millennium. And so just rewatching some of those shows, and I can really appreciate those shows, especially now, because they're really good family shows, and they're really good. They're just really good feeling shows. And so I'm just loving that. And I do miss that era a little bit, because I think during that time, like, there was just an energy, whereas that people could be funny. You could laugh at certain things. There was still a commodity on certain things. I think that particular era, I think the aura, it was very much about like pushing good family values, just pushing also like just good energy, you know what I mean? Into the millennium. And so I think those shows are very good at doing that, and they have very good messages. And so I think that it's really cool to go back and see those shows now, and really like just look back on them and really appreciate the whole dynamic of those particular shows. So those are the shows that I am currently watching, and I like to watch these shows also sometimes like on a Saturday, sometimes early in the morning during the week. And the reason why is because they're funny, they're calming, they have a good energy to them. So it's a good alternative to the news. I like to know what's going on in the news, of course, but I'm trying to get away from waking up to like 3 to 4 hours of news in the morning time, because I do feel like in some ways that we are very consumed with news and these different type of like content pieces on social media. And while it's good to have informational, things, and it's good to know like perspectives on different things, I think what's missing in today's era is just actual sitcoms and things that allow your mind to just really, go away, relax, have fun. If you are going to talk about certain things, let's talk about it in a funny way, in a safe kind of way, in a good energy kind of way. I think we are entirely too opinionated, too consumed with certain things, and we're getting to a point where it's like we don't know how to like actually talk about things and actually just make it relatable, make it funny, make it fun to people. And that's not to say like things are a joke, because these are not shows that are like, we're going to make a joke out of just ridiculous things. But I think there is a brilliance in all of those shows on how they're able to take very serious topics, but still bring again of a good laughter to it in a way that's going to be relatable. Because, they're saying things like, that you are really probably thinking about and can't say. But yeah, it's all good. But anyway, today's topic, guys, is going to be about the cities that I have traveled to, and the cities that I like, and the places that I think you would like as well, especially since we are coming into the summer months. And so a lot of people like to travel during these particular months. And so I just wanted to give you a few little, tips and a few little places that I do like to go to. All right. So the first place is California. Yeah, you should know I'm going to say Cali, girl. You got to go to Cali, or guys as well. You got to go to Cali. Yeah, Cali is that place to be at. You got to go to LA. You got to go to San Diego. Those are very intriguing type of cities to go to, right? And they're very different of each other, which is very interesting because they're just about maybe 3 hours away from each other, if that. But two different kind of cities, but great in their own way though. So the first place we're going to talk about is going out to LA. LA has a lot to do, and it does take about 4 days to accomplish what you want to accomplish. That's my opinion. There's no facts to it, right? but for me, I planned the 4-day weekend when I went out there, so it was really cool. And that's enough time for me for any city to do what I want to do, get in and get out. So, but I went out there one weekend. It was me and my mom, and we went out there on a Thursday. Then we left on a Sunday. And so the way that I planned the trip was accordingly to the following things. So we get there early on a Thursday morning, and then getting there on a Thursday morning allows you to have like that full Thursday, so you can leave out of there by Sunday morning. So that's the way I always do. I'll come in like early on a particular day so I can have that full day, and then that allows you like to leave out early on that last day, and get your time in. So the way that we planned the trip, as far as activities and everything, was like this. I plan activities according to the region, the geographical setup of everything within the city. Okay, so what that means is that instead of trying to go to somewhere that's on the north side, south side, west side, east side, and trying to be all over the entire city for the weekend, I think it's efficient to stick to a particular side of the city and to make your attractions accordingly. And if you want to go outside of that, parameter, if you want to go outside of that particular region, that's fine, cool. But all I'm saying is that I wouldn't trying to go 45 minutes north, 45 minutes south, 45 minutes east, west. I wouldn't try to just be all over the city for the weekend. So I planned everything basically according to like the West Hollywood area, everything that was according to the tour guides and everything. So the first thing on our agenda was to get to know our hotel and everything that's in the proximity of our hotel. So we walked around to see like where is our, restaurants at, where are the retailers at, what boutiques, where is a CVS and a Walgreens, like where are some of the main things that we want to know about that's within our proximity. And so that's really good to know as well because, you want to know like, okay, where can we eat in the morning? Where can we go? If I want to go here, if I want to go there, what can I get to on my own without an Uber, without some type of transportation? So it's good to kind of know what's in the first 2 to 3 blocks of your hotel, and what's really going on in the neighborhood or where you're at. Okay, always be safe, of course. Like you never want to go too far from the hotel, get too deep into the neighborhood. Keep it safe and cute and loving, y'all. And it does not matter what hotel you stand at, where it is. Always keep things safe, use common sense on certain things, and just, protect yourself as well, right? Another safety tip is when it comes to your Uber, guys, make sure that you match up the license plates and you match up the tags and the stickers to everything that's on your phone. Don't just assume anything, because I'm going to tell you what happened to me on like that Sunday when we were getting ready to go out and leave and go to the airport. It was this guy that was outside the hotel. He was parked like an Uber, like a taxi, and he was like basically like standing outside his car like he was the Uber driver, right? And this is about 4 o'clock in the morning because our flight flies back out at 6 a.m. that morning. So we had to get to the airport very early that morning. So this is clearly about 4 o'clock in the morning that I have already scheduled an Uber, because I scheduled the Uber like the night before, right? And so so the hotel people, they were there to check us out. And so we did get to, actually check out with someone, which is fine. And so as we're checking out, this guy, he's outside, he's waiting, right? And so I'm like, okay, the Uber is already here, because remember, I scheduled the Uber. And he was like, yeah, come on. Like, yeah, I'm here, right? And I was like, okay, I don't know what it was, but something made me second guess the situation, because I think what it was is that even though I scheduled it, I don't think like the message, I don't think like there was a clear alert that said that the Uber had actually showed up. And that doubt is what saved us from getting in that strange car, because something told me like, wait a minute. I don't recall like the thing, like my phone saying like the Uber has actually gotten here. And so I'm like but even though like I'm saying that, I'm kind of still like walking towards like this guy's way, like, because it just kind of still adds up. Like it's kind of confusing, because it's like, okay, it makes sense that the Uber is already here. So this is 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's not like this is in the middle of the day, or that there's going to be common traffic or anything, right? But at the last minute before I walked out the door, something told me to look back on the phone, match up the license plates, look back on the information. Child, I look back on the information and I'm like, this is not our Uber. Wait a minute. I looked at the license plate. I said, this is not Uber. This is not us. And girl, or child, my guy, I don't know who that was and who car we would have gotten into, but it is just through the grace of God that doubt made me go back and check on that phone to see what was going on. And sure enough, that was not our Uber. And so luckily we had not walked out the hotel yet, or walked in, got into his car. And another thing is that he was not a strange looking guy. There was nothing that was off about the situation. And I know that's not good to say, like, okay, that somebody looks a certain way, that means that, that they're more likely to be dangerous. What I'm just saying is that there was nothing that would have said anything different, or there's nothing that would have thrown you off as a customer. That's what I mean by that. Like everything just seemed very friendly, seemed very on point and on norm, right? And that's what really makes the situation more dangerous, because there's nothing that's saying anything is wrong. Besides, besides what I just told you, is that the timing of things did not add up to be true, right? So just, yeah, never just assume. Sometimes we're in a fast track mode, or sometimes we're in assume mode. And even though, like, we always say, like, okay, we live in different times now, and we think we're being careful. I think still we just take a lot for granted, and we just think certain things, does not happen, to us in particular, or we think that, everything is okay. But nah. Don't live a scared life, live a prepared life. But if you question anything, it's okay. It's okay to take that one moment, y'all. Like, don't be such in a rush. Like, okay, we just gotta get to the Uber, and we gotta get to the airport, and even if it like means being 15 minutes behind, if it means something being inconvenienced, cancel, take it, because that rushing or that assuming on certain things, yeah, it can get you caught up on a few things. So, I don't know. And honestly, in a strange way, I don't think the guy was really doing anything sinister. He could have also like been in his own way running Uber in his in his own way. You know what I mean? Because people do that too, believe it or not. Like they kind of do their own taxi and everything. So he could have very well, taken us out to the airport. He could have very well been like, yeah, okay, I'm here, I'll do it. But but yeah, so be safe on that part, y'all. Be very safe on that part. Check the license plate. Check the messages. Make sure that the Uber app does, say that the Uber has arrived, and double check all the information before you get into the car and before you walk out of there. So yeah. But anyways, I didn't mean to get too deep off into that, but I guess, again, that's just, something that I want you to be careful on, okay? So let's go back into the tourism of everything. Yeah. So on that Friday, Friday was Celebrity Day for us. So we like to name things and theme the day. And remember when I was saying, like, when you make an objective and you strategically plan the day, it's going to go much easier and smoother for you. So the way we did was that we booked a package each and every day, and the packages were like tour bus packages. So each and every day we're going to see a certain amount of attractions. We're going to go to a certain amount of places, and this is guaranteed to see and to know. So that makes it much easier as well, because you know where you want to go. And it allows you to see how much time is being spent towards certain things. And so it's going to allow you to also plan on your own. So for example, when 6 o'clock comes, you can say, hey, we can do certain things in our own time. We can go here, we can go there, we can go visit somebody. So let's say you may want to go see somebody that if you keep things in a time range and, you just understand what your day actually looks like, you can actually say, hey, I do have time to go do this tonight, or, we can go to dinner, we can make reservations. Whatever that you want to do, is fine. So that's why I like to, keep things within that group type of setting during the day, because it allows you to really see what's going to be done for the day. So for us, the next day we went to Santa Monica, and there's a package that is based on the Santa Monica beach. So the bus will take you down to Santa Monica. They'll take you to all of the attractions leading up to the beach. And then when you get down on the beach, you can do your own thing. You can hang out however you want to hang out. Really cool, really fun. Get your feet wet, build a sand castle, eat you some tacos at one of the restaurants. They also have fine dining restaurants down there too. So that's really cool. A lot of people like to hang out down there. You can roller skate, ride bikes, whatever you want to do. It's your world that day. And so, yeah, you just got to be ready to get back on the bus on time so you can get back to LA. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. As far as the weather was hot that day. I do remember that. Like when we went down there, oh my gosh, it was hot. It was like Texas type of weather, Houston type of weather, Dallas type of weather. It was like, are we back in Texas? Do we live in Texas? Are we back in Florida? Do we live in Florida? Where are we? So yeah, we did get food on that, right? But that was unusual for them. I'm not going to lie to you though. That was unusual. They did say that for that particular weekend. And so what was happening was that in the morning time, it's kind of like, okay, then in that midday, like between 12 and 6 p.m., oh my gosh, it would be hot. And then 6 o'clock come, 8 o'clock come, you need a jacket. All of a sudden it's cold. So you do need to pack for 3 different type of temperatures per day, right? Like layer your clothes, because it's going to be moments where it's that you will need like a tank top and shorts. Like you will need the most least restrictive minimum type of clothing. And then you'll need to layer your clothes at night, like with a sweater, with a shawl, with a small jacket. So just be ready to like interchange your clothes at that point. Like don't just pack only one type of seasonal clothes, because their temperatures change throughout the day. So just be prepared. You don't need winter clothes, of course. You just need something to layer clothes, like a small sweater or something that can make you feel more comfortable at night. Yeah. So that's how I packed. Yeah. So just be prepared for that. Like I said, the evening time, it'll get better. And depending on what time of the year, it's usually consistent, but again, be prepared. So yeah, so that was a fun day. That was our main attraction for that day. The next day, the main attraction was LA downtown. So LA downtown was really packed with action as well. So that tour is about the fashion district. We went to like this particular museum where they filmed a famous movie and a famous scene at. And then we went to like this Grand Central Marketplace. And what it is like they have all of these different food vendors, so you get to try these different foods, walk around, and just buy what you want and taste what you want. So that was cool. We actually went to like a barbecue place, and it sits right outside of that particular market, and that barbecue was really good. They had really good side dishes as well. So I was really surprised, especially when you're talking about LA, Cali, because every city has its own food amenities. It has its own signature for certain things. If you told me we were going to Texas, I would not be surprised that they have good barbecue. If you told me, if we were going to New York, I would not be surprised if you have good pizza. So you know what I'm saying? So I was, surprised that they had that type of barbecue. It was really good. So shout out to them. Very pleased. But yeah, and then that same day, we went to what was called the Pink Wall. This is not a part of the group tours or anything. This is what I, looked up on attractions out there. So the Pink Wall is the most, it's one of the most Instagrammable places out there in LA. And the Pink Wall is simply that, y'all. It's a pink wall. It's almost like a fuchsia, kind of light pink. It's really pretty. And people travel from, different places. They travel from around the world. Like, this thing is famous. So, what you do is that you take your picture, you Instagram it. It's, it's the Instagram culture on it, the whole situation. And it's, women, it's men, it's not gender specific. It's all of the fabulous people from around the world who takes a picture in front of it. So you got to take a picture, an Instagram picture, TikTok picture, whatever y'all do these days, take it in front of the Pink Wall, because it is, that type of energy. Yeah. And that was a few years ago. That was, back in 2019. That was many years ago. So I don't know, now if they talk about it, if it's the big deal, what it's about, if it exists. So that was a few years ago. But I know when we went and we showed up, there was a line to take pictures, baby. It wasn't governed by anybody. It's like self-government. But at the same time, it's understood, like, you get in front of the wall, you take your pictures, and you get out of there, because it's like, it's like a line. Like, people want to get in front of it, and people want to take a picture in front of it. So kind of have your thoughts together, practice your poses, know what what you want to do, your purpose, what your advertising purpose is as well. Because, while it's not officially governed by anybody, it's still just an etiquette thing, where it's that you don't want to spend too much time there, because again, like, a lot of tourists are trying to get pictures in front of it. So it was really neat. I think you would like it. So just think about it. So, it's just all about how you want to, make your trip, what you want to do, what you're attracted to, how, who you want to roll with, what you want to see. It's so many different ways that you can view and see LA. Another topic, it wasn't our topic, but maybe yours. Some people want to visit the game shows. Like, they want to see where the studios are, where has everything been filmed. They want to see the Paramount production. They want to go to the game shows. You might want to go to like one of the current talk shows that's on. Those shows are filmed at like a studio that's right outside of LA. But yeah, you might want to do that whole TV land type of situation. So that might be your, topic for the day. Some people, you might want to go into the artistic side of it and visit all of the different art, museums, the art wall, the street artists. That's a different topic. The history of everything. What is the ship called? Queen Mary. I think is that what it's called? Queen Mary. You might want to visit that. So it's about what you want to do, what you're attracted to, what your interests, what your hobbies are. That's what determines, what your trip is going to look like and sound like. Again, all I would say, and the only strategy that I would advise you on, guys, is that it's for you to actually plan it. Be flexible while you're planning still. Like, again, don't get too rigid to where you can't add anything or nobody can tell you anything. Because, people out there who live out there, they will tell you about certain things, or they can kind of sometimes redirect certain things. So a lot of flexibility. But just keep, try to have a plan for it. And again, try not to just run around the city in a very less productive way. Like, try to make your day productive, efficient, easy on you, easy on your financial pockets, easy on transportation. That's what it's all about. Because like, if you're just kind of like wondering, or you don't really put things together, you could be spending like a lot of money on Uber. You could be spending a lot of money on transportation. You could kind of end up wasting time on certain things. So just try to think like, okay, we want to do different things. That's absolutely fine, y'all. Like, I'm not saying, that you got to do things in such a rigid type of way, but just try to say like, okay, if one thing is maybe like on one part of LA, it's in LA, maybe you might say, okay, in the morning time, we need to go to this part of LA, but in the afternoon, we need to plan these particular events. But again, try not to just, be so zigzag and just no type of order, because no type of order is going to cost you money and time and production on certain things. So you want to get the most out of your trip, have, a good energy, make everybody happy who you're with. So yeah, so just think about that. But we had a great time, an awesome time. We got to, view different things, just experience so many different cultures and variation of certain things. So it was cool. It was really cool. Yeah. So I liked it. So I think that's a good summer trip, even in the early fall if you want to. So think about it. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. San Diego is a whole different type of city. I think I'm going to talk about that on a part 2 podcast to this travel tip, because San Diego deserves its own podcast as well. And so I'm going to save that for our next podcast, because San Diego, yeah. San Diego is the dream, baby. Yeah. It got its own kind of energy. So it's really pretty and nice as well. So I do want to talk about that in a separate podcast. But anyway, guys, I've got to go. And so, yeah, if you like everything, like, subscribe, put positive comments in the section, and just let me know what you like, what you wanted to, and and we'll go from there. Okay, you guys have a great week, a great day, and I'll see you on the next podcast. All right, bye.